When you appear for your job interview, the very first question that is asked to you is, tell me something about yourself. So, although this question sounds very simple, but the answer to this question sometimes seems to be very challenging. Especially, it's like there's generally a thought in the mind of job seekers as to what all should I include in my self-introduction so that it becomes a very powerful, persuasive, and a very, very professional introduction. So, I'm going to basically talk about the basic structure as to what are the elements which should be included in a good, powerful, persuasive, and compelling self-introduction. Number one, you have to introduce yourself, so you can start with your name followed by your USP. USP implies unique selling proposition. The strongest quality of yours, the strongest selling proposition about you. When you're trying to figure out your USP, I would say that it should not be done just randomly. I think you need to really take out time to really ponder on this subject as to what could be your USP. But one thing should be very, very specific in here is that every self-introduction should be prepared as per the job description. So whenever you're getting down to writing a good self-introduction, I think the first and foremost thing is to read the job description thoroughly. And in the JD, it is very clearly expected, all the knowledge and skill set that is expected from candidate is clearly elaborated. Once you read the JD verbatim, word by word, you'll have an understanding of what is expected from the candidate. And once you understand what is expected from the candidate, I think as a fresher, or as for that matter as a job seeker with whatever amount of work experience you carry, I think you understand that this is expected from me. So you'll be able to cull out all that knowledge and skill set, and your job will be in terms of aligning. Your job will be in terms of establishing that connect between what you know, what you do, who you are, how are you a better fit in terms of what is expected in the job description. So here we go with the structure of self-introduction. Number one, you mention your name, and if in case they call out your name and say, okay, XYZ, please tell me something about yourself. So I think you don't need to repeat this. Under pressure, under anxiety, many a times it's been observed that the students or the job seeker tends to repeat it because it's been so well memorized. So the self-introduction should not be memorized, rather it should be natural and spontaneous. So you should start your self-introduction with your USP, with your strongest selling proposition, the qualities that you possess, the skill set which you carry, the knowledge base which you acquired over the years. So build your USP around three very important points, and I call it the pyramid of every job interview. And that pyramid includes knowledge, skills, and attitude. So what is the knowledge? The business acumen in terms of all MBA students or PGDM students, what kind of business acumen have you acquired over the years, what kind of skill sets do you carry with you, and behavioral traits which you carry with you which can be of help in terms of performing that job. The next element of a self-introduction is you talk about your place. So when you talk about your place, don't elaborate the qualities of the place, because the panel or the interviewers are not interested in knowing about the qualities of the place. Rather, they'll be more interested in knowing how spending your specific amount of time at a particular place has helped you develop and evolve as a person, as a professional. So what kind of exposure did you get at your place? It could be a city, a village, a town, whatever place you belong to. The only underlying fact is that you should talk about it with a deep sense of pride. The third element of a good self-introduction is you talk about your family. So again, when you talk about your family, the interviewers are not interested in how many members are there in the family and what each member of the family does. What the interviewers are more interested in, how, what type of family do you belong to? Do you belong to a nuclear family or a joint family, or for that matter, whatever type of family you belong to? How has your family culture, the family value system, helped you acquire certain values which could help you in performing that job properly or nicely. So I think, overall, if you look at the place, when you talk about your place and you talk about your family, your entire focus should be how your family and the place that you come from has helped you in evolving yourself as a true professional, as a competent professional. The next element should be about your academic qualifications. Now again, so many times, during a self-introduction, the students tend to reiterate what they have already mentioned in their resume. So I'd suggest never ever regurgitate what you have already written in your resume. So for example, in your resume, you've already mentioned in reverse chronological order the degree that you've attained, the name of the institution or university, and the percentage which you've acquired or earn. So rather than that, again, I would suggest that the interviewers would be more interested in what you have learned during that tenure. So for example, if you are doing your PGDM or if you are doing your MBA, during these 2 years of PGDM or MBA, what all knowledge, skills, and other extracurricular activities you had participated in, and what kind of skill set did you develop? How the 2 years experience really helped you develop yourself as a professional? What kind of projects did you engage in? What kind of extracurricular or co-curricular activities did you participate in? And how the overall academic experience actually helped you learn the vital skills of performing that job, and also helped you develop yourself as a professional, helped you develop your personality. So this was the academic qualification. Next thing could be, you can talk about any life project of yours, or maybe if you have any work experience, or maybe any other project which you have done. But the only point of caution here is that the project or the work ex that you're talking about, make sure that again you are able to establish that connect with the requirement of job description, because you might carry a wealth of wisdom with you in terms of knowledge and experience, but I think not every information that you carry might be of help for that particular job description. So therefore you have to really sift through your experiences, through your skill sets, and you have to make a very clear and specific list of the knowledge base and the skill base that you would like to talk about during your self-introduction. So these are just the basic elements, but you have to, in case you haven't done any life projects so far, then I think this is high time. Now is the time that you should start looking for some good opportunity in terms of exploring life projects in your specific domain. The next element of a powerful and persuasive self-introduction is your SIP. So your SIP is the strongest component of the entire introduction, because when you go to your SIP, it gives you a kind of, it gives you some amount of industry exposure. You get to learn about different domains, you get to learn about different functions. Sort of it sensitizes you about the business world. It gives you some kind of information about what actually happens in the world of business. So if you're able to articulate about your SIP very clear 4 points, and those 4 points are: number 1, where did you do your SIP? Number 2, what was your role, or maybe what was the task assigned to you? Number 3 would be, what were your contributions under that role or under that task? How did you contribute as an individual, as a professional? And finally, the 4th point should be, what did you learn during this process? So I think so many times the feedback of the recruiters is that the students are not able to articulate in clear and specific terms about what they have done during their internship and what kind of learning they have acquired. So I think that if you pen down, if you write down all these things very clearly in bullet points, and I always suggest all my students, never ever write down lengthy paragraphs. Whenever you have to journal about yourself or you have to prepare yourself for interviews, don't write in lengthy paragraphs. Just learn to write in points, specific points, clear words. Use keywords, because keywords you'll be able to remember even in the interview room. And you can close your self-introduction by talking about your hobbies. But beware that there is a difference between hobbies and leisure time activities. So many times when you quote an activity as your hobby, and if the interviewers ask you 4 to 5 questions on that hobby, and if you're not able to answer even 2 questions, then it might go against you. Therefore, if you're quoting any activity as your hobby, then you should be thorough about every detail related to that hobby. Otherwise, the other option could be that you can say that as such, I do not have any hobby, but in my leisure time, I like to, play badminton, or I like to read books, or I like to watch movies. So whatever kind of hobby you have, you should be very clear. Again, it should not be dealt with in a very casual manner. The mistakes that generally happen with students is that, they very casually mention that playing video games is my hobby, or I'm a big foodie, so I like to eat food, so that's also my hobby. I think it's not really taken in a very positive sense when it comes to a good self-introduction. So therefore, try to connect everything that you speak about yourself with how it can be beneficial in terms of what is expected in the job description. So I'm confident that if you follow these steps and you're able to write down your self-introduction according to the requirements mentioned in the JD, you will be able to set a very positive tone for the rest of the interview. So I hope the information provided by me would be of help to you. Thank you so much for listening to me.